poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to be able to put yourself in a better position. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The life that has been faithfully set out for you, or the ability to consciously go on your own path to creating your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. But I understand that it's not directed at me. It's really directed at you. You don't feel capable, and that's okay. So I see you watching. The motivation is for us to empower ourselves. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So the title of my video is going to be on the fact, yesterday I made a TikTok video that said, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you just have to operate from your heart space and do what is on your heart instead of using your brain. And someone commented, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Logic over emotions. And I truly understand that we have been brainwashed to think that way. You know, and I'm here to say that I've taken a route lately that I used my heart and what I felt, because sometimes, like, you can be motivated to do something that you know is going to benefit you, right? But then you get in your head and you start thinking too much about if you want to do it or not. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is you allow the negative thoughts and negative opinions of people, or maybe not even negative, just thoughts and people, thoughts and opinion of others and how they see your life to be and what they want for you. And it'll stop you from doing what your heart is telling you to do. So sometimes you have to go off of your heart space. Otherwise, your mind will play tricks on you and have you in this state of illusion. To me, the illusion state is just nothing, nowhere. Like, you want to move forward, but you can't because you're trapped to this old energy. And this old energy got you stuck, but you miserable over there, and you want to move forward. So you just in this space where you don't have no clue what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because your brain has you thinking of what others would think, what others would feel. Maybe that's not the right choice. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that, instead of just going with your heart. Oftentimes, we try to predict how we think something is going to end up and then be fooled and looking dumb when it don't end up like that. Yeah, because stop having a preconceived thought on what you think it is or how it's going to be, and just move with your heart. Listen, I got to be honest. I am a very, very serial overthinker. Like, I'm a serial overthinker, and I have been a serial overthinker all my life. I'm just now at a stage in my life where I'm learning how to get it under control in a major way. And I have made a ton of progress, because what happens is, being the fact that I'm a serial overthinker, I take what has already happened in a situation and I apply it to a new situation. And I use that to determine my choice. And it's basically stopping your progress in life, because if you just use your heart space and just do it, you don't know how it's going to turn out. I had to learn that. It was hard because I was in this state of mind of worried about what others might think, worried about what other people might say. But you got to really think about it for yourself, because a lot of times people have been in situations you have been in, but they thought it out of it by themselves. So what they're trying to do is make sure that you're influenced of what other people might think, because maybe you're under their power, you're under their control. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to you figuring out for yourself, and moving with your heart authentically will lead you in the right path. But you just can't be scared of what you might predict is going to happen, and just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, being a serial overthinker is horrible, because I didn't stop myself from making positive choices for myself solely because I cared more about what other people would think, or how they, would assume my life is, or how they would try to come in and finesse it towards their opinion and like, you know what I'm saying? And usually that happens when you're under the strong control of someone mentally, and they know that. So you feel me? You got to get on this page where you just go with your heart and you just do it. Stop so much serial overthinking. And I'm only just saying this from experience. I got it bad. It's horrible. I promise you, I'm just now getting to a space in my life where it's getting better. But it doesn't mean I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it's a whole lot better than it's ever been. Because a lot of what I do and how I live my life is off of my heart space. You know, instead of my mind. Because your mind, I truly believe the reason why it's two sides is because it's a side where you can create the life you want for yourself, and it's a side where all your old programming, you know what I'm saying, and the things that you know, and everything that you've done is also connected to this new side. So it's like connected through the middle. So it's like, listen, if you open up one door but you use your negative thinking, the door is going to shut off to that part of the brain. You know what I'm saying? But if you use this part of your brain that's not really understanding of new things because it's still stuck over here, you can open up a whole lot more doors to your brain. Listen, the brain is a magical tool. And I truly believe, like, listen, I smoked weed for a ton of years. And the way that I think and process things, I would have thought that process would have been stopped. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to get that far. And it may be a little fried, but I highly doubt that. You know what I'm saying? I don't encourage it at all, but I'm just saying. Sometimes things keep you in a certain mindset, and your brain has two halves to it. So just think, if you open up a connection that's never been opened before, you're opening up a new door. And I think truly that comes from working with your heart. Like, just go for it. If your heart is telling you to do something, just do it. Don't overthink it, and don't be worried about what anybody else is going to say. Just do it. It might work out, it might not. That's just the risk you're going to have to take. And if it works out, you're going to be completely ecstatic. Like, damn, it really worked out for me. And that's going to encourage you more to take a risk sometimes, instead of using your brain and logic to overthink things. You know what I'm saying? Because you sometimes overthink too much, and you apply your past circumstances to things, to your new way of seeing the world. And I think that blocks off all new doors to the possibilities that your brain could amount to, as far as elevating your energy to put you in situations and rooms where you worked your way to get there. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know how to think or operate in certain places because you only have one set mindset, you're not going to be able to go there. You're going to have to stay here. You know what I'm saying? Where you've mastered this game, but you're too afraid to play another game. You know what I'm saying? And when I speak, listen, I've been around a lot of overthinkers. And I know how that could basically jump in front of your heart sometimes, because you become too afraid of what could happen if you used your heart instead of using your logic. Because sometimes you may have took a risk before where you use your heart and people judge you for it because it didn't go right. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to just be in this logical mindset because, again, you're too afraid to pull away from people that only want to see your life be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's not time where we keeping up with people. It's not time where you feel me? We got to have more to have status. Nah, it's about elevating your energy. And the way to elevate your energy is to outgrow out of that mentality, to grow into something new, which means if people are still stuck there, you got to cut them off. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck there too. And I promise you, sometimes people don't even realize the power they hold. Maybe you cutting them off is what they need to grow. Because you stand too connected to them, they felt like what they say ruled. And their energy wasn't elevating and growing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe just you cutting them off be exactly what they need to finally be able to look at their life and figure out what was going wrong. You know what I'm saying? So take it as a benefit. I feel like that's about how you really elevate your energy. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to project. They're going to be negative. They're going to say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? That's just is what it is. Coming from me being, black in my culture, they're used to when things are stripped from us, we break the law and we run out and get it in ways where it hurts other people. They're used to that. So when you pull away from that and now they don't got nothing to attach your name to, but your history and your last name is tailored to a life of crime and stuff. They just say they don't know what to do. You feel me? They're like, damn, we thought you was gonna get desperate. and go out there and, you feel me, hurt somebody else or take from somebody else or break the law. You feel me? Was gonna have to take you away. You know what I'm saying? Or you was gonna finesse and manipulate and play somebody to get what you want. No, I didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I did it honestly and in truth. You know what I'm saying? And that is what will help you be able to understand your heart is just as important as your brain. But your brain is tricky. Your heart is just going to do what it feels. If your heart knows, listen, I do this because this going to keep you alive. You just going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which means, listen, stop everything that is toxic you putting into your body. Let it go. You feel me? And that's coming from a heart space. You know, people's hearts are closed. A lot of them are closed. And so sometimes people can't feel the feeling that comes with making a decision from your heart. Because logically, it's all they ever know. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. It is so good not to be an overthinker. I'm still bad at it. You feel me? I'm still not the best at it. But I promise you, it has gotten so much better. And I've operated out of my heart in making a lot of decisions in the last couple of years. And anytime I thought that, you know what I'm saying, I was faced with a hard situation, it was actually teaching me something so I can learn from it. But I didn't look at it like that because it was so frustrating. And I was used to it that you automatically frustrate your nervous system. You know what I'm saying? And you react the same way you've always reacted because your nervous system is confused. It don't know what to do. But when you take a different approach to something, it's like you learn a lesson differently from the last time you did it. You know? Listen, you got to use your brain too. But your brain will get you trapped. Your heart sometimes, if not a lot of the times, will direct you on a path. And you just got to go with it. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't put too much thought into it. Just do it. And whatever happens, happens. And if it works out, what happens is now you don't overthink so much about something. You just do it and take a risk. You know what I'm saying? Because your heart is telling you something, not your brain. You know? So I'm going to stick behind using my heart. For a long time, I was pushed away from using it because my mind was so in a disarray. You know what I'm saying? It was so disconnected from my heart space because I was influenced by so many things in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I had a choice to separate myself from them. I just didn't know how. So I didn't until I was ready. And when I did, now I solely make choices that align with my heart. If I feel like it's right and it's telling me to do it, I'm going to do it, regardless of what anybody got to say. And it defies and goes against people that use logic. A lot of people are stuck in this logical brain. It has to go like this. It has to be like this. If we step out of this box, we ain't going to know what to do because they're too afraid of what could happen. That's the whole point of taking a risk. You know what I'm saying? You got to really think about it. If you take a risk, maybe your reward may not be that high. But if you take a risk and your reward equals, you know what I'm saying, in high, okay, keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? I truly and honestly believe that a lot of people in my culture, we operate from our central nervous system, which is intact with our brain. And we overthink things. And we basically react to the same things our whole life in a way we've been trained to think about them instead of using our heart. Like, listen, I don't know where it's going to take me. I have no idea. I've never done it before. But my heart is telling me that I should just try it. Don't think. Just do it. And if you don't get the results you want, do you feel me? Then that's what it is. But I think that's all about living life. I think that's what life is about. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary. I get it. But it's also like, what's the lesson you learn out of it? How do you improve who you are in life by just taking a lesson out of it and just doing it? Listen, I've took so many situations where I used my heart and I didn't know what was going to happen, but it worked out. So it's kind of like I'm not going to be trapped inside my brain to use my old conditioning of overthinking to direct my path. Some choices I make is going to go with my heart solely because I see the unseen changes. Like, in the naked eye, it might not make sense to people, but I see it. You know what I'm saying? And I know and I see the changes just because of me moving with my heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for people to do, but just understand how moving with your heart and doing what's best for you when your heart is called to do it can help elevate your energy as well as the people around you. And watch the slow changes. People may not understand, but you do, because you did something that your heart was telling you to do. Stop overthinking it and putting too much thought into it, because listen, that brain is tricky. And understand and realize that the version of your brain that has not been opened and experienced is also connected to your old way of programming. So anytime a door is opening, it might hit you with a thought from the past. And that's going to change the way you take a risk from your heart. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.